So what we're testing now is the Boschkloof flagship blend that we make. This is the 2017, but we've got the 2018 in glass. Boschkloof, my father started, I think, in 2004. He started the Boschkloof Conclusion, and his aim was just to try and make the best blend of the Boschkloof property. So there's no specific agenda with this wine. I quite fell in love with that idea of my father, where it doesn't matter what the cultivars are, we want to make a blend that represents that vintage of Boschkloof in a bottle. So there's a lot of vintages where it's only Bordeaux cultivars and Cab based, and then we get a lot of vintages where it's Cabernet Franc based, and some vintages there's even a little bit of Syrah in. So it's usually a bit more in the claret style of blend, and then but we still want to represent whatever we feel is the best blend, no matter what the percentage of what cultivar is in the wine. And again, that comes back to where we made the Cab Merlot, and everything we try to make is for this. And with the Syrah, everything we try to make is premium. So we've got all the cultivars in our cellar where we can start blending for the conclusion as well. So it helps quite a bit. The 2018 vintage is, I think it's just Cab Franc dominant, and then there's almost equal parts Cab and Merlot, and about 9% Syrah in, like a dash of Syrah in at the end. I feel this wine, you don't pick up the Syrah that much in this wine. It's still very much pencil, shavings, dark fruit, some almost like, you get this almost inky perfume that I quite like. There's some spice, some oaky cedar spice. But it's quite a serious, compact wine now. It's still young, but I really enjoy this vintage. It's got a pureness to it. It's almost got a focus for the vintage, and I think this wine it's got a lot of legs to stand on for the next 6 to 10 years, definitely. All the components are made separately. We make everything separately, and then once we start blending and tasting for the Cab Merlot and the single cultivars, we start identifying the barrels, even if it's old barrels or new barrels. What we're trying to look for the conclusion is almost that elusive complexity, without being something specific. And then we start identifying those barrels, and we pick them out, and then we age that for another maybe 6 months before we blend the wine and bottle it. So this is probably about a 6 months longer aging period than most of the other Boschkloof red wines. So yeah, I think the 2018 conclusion, one of the Boschkloof's best conclusions by far, and I'm excited to see where this wine is going to go in the next few years.